addressing the law from within. So we are okay within.
No, we are not.
We are also
we're not-
struggling with the law.
Yeah,
That
we
is,
just say we may be having a different perspective about it. Maybe that's because just the fact that we agree that we have to come on Sabbath, that is already an indication that we agree with some part of it. We may not be fully into it, but we agree that it has something to teach us.
okay, but generally, you see, the law also generally is viewed in the negative sense.
Yes.
Why is that?
You know, there's a notion. I don't know whether it's a notion or it's a phrase that everyone says that rules are meant to be broken. You know, like people set out their minds that if there's a rule, then it is meant to be broken. So why is there this law that tells me that I should worship on this day and not on any other day that I want? Yeah. Why is it inconveniencing my so desired the things that I want to do for myself? Yes. Why is it telling me that I should not do this, yet I have to do that? So I believe that that is one thing that why we look at the law as negative, because we feel like it is stopping us from doing the things that we so desire to do, rather than us, as we will see throughout the week, rather than us knowing that the law points us to Christ. You know, it helps us to prosper. It teaches us. It guides us, you know. So it depends on how we look at the law. I may look at the law as that is stopping me from, it is what should I say, handcuffing me, you know. I am tied. It is enslaving me. I'm in bondage because of the law. But yet, the law actually gives us the freedom in Jesus.
Joshua?
Well, it's kind of a paradox for me, because normally when you look at the law, we get this kind of we want to depict it as a mirror to us. So I don't know what people would prefer, either to look at the mirror and it tells them that you have something you have to clear here, or they would prefer it if the mirror wasn't there at all, so that they don't have to clean anything. I think people do not want to be told what to do in a certain sense. They always want to do what they feel like doing, what they desire to do. So the law is taken negative because it's telling them you have to do this, you don't have to do that. And I think that's why it's negative.
Okay, thank you very much. One thing I learned from the previous lesson, especially at Eden. Now, in the Garden of Eden, Adam was given only one prohibition. Thou shalt not eat of the fruit. Only one commandment was given to him, and he failed to keep it. Only one prohibition. But today, if we go back and move forward to Mount Sinai, we find ourselves being given 10 of them. But when we are looking at the law, basically we are looking at the 5 books in the New Testament, the first 5 books as the Torah. That's the law. That is, these 5 books encompasses the 10 commandments. So when we are looking at the law, let us not limit ourselves to the 10 commandments, because there is the law of gravity, there is the law of nature, as right now the world is suffering from ecological disaster because we have abused the law of nature as given by God. Remember the Sabbath, that after 7 years, a piece of land is supposed to remain idle so that it can regenerate itself. Those are some of the laws which we have also not taken consideration today, and the earth is groaning of the ecological disasters that we find happening because of our failure to obey God's laws. Anyway, that's that for the overview. Let us go to Saturday, and we are going to look at our memory text, which is Deuteronomy 6, verse 5. You shall love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. This is the same verse that Jesus quoted some years later in the New Testament, right? So we find God legislating love. You shall love the Lord thy God. That is a legislation. He is giving a law. right? To me, when I was looking at it, it looks like we have no capacity to love in us. That's why we are being commanded to love the Lord thy God. But then it goes on to say, with all your heart, right? With all your mind, and with all your strength. All these three encompasses the totality of a human being. In other words, the loving of the Lord should be your most overpowering purpose in your life. Everything that identifies with you, anything that is you, anything that is out of you should be overpowered, right? To love the Lord. And this is the challenge that we face. We find that John 3:16, for God so loved the world, and he gave his only begotten Son. Our failure to love God means, therefore, anything, even our offering, if it is not given out of love, it is useless in the presence of the Lord. So we need to appreciate what this law, this commandment is talking about. Now, what God wants most from us is our love, not our things.